Hello, good morning. Myself Sakuldeep Singh, Assistant Professor, Department of MCA. Today I am deliver a lecture in Java. My topic is multithreading. What is multithreading? Multithreading is a process in which multiple threads are run concurrently. Multiple threads are run concurrently. What is thread? Question is what is thread? Thread is a lightweight process that is a lightweight process. What is process? Process is a program in the execution. According to definition of the multithreading, multithreading is is a Java feature that allow concurrent execution of two or more parts of a program for maximum utilization of CPU. For each part of such program is called thread. So threads are lightweight process within a process. Thread can be created by using two mechanisms, either extend the thread class or implement the neighbor interface. There are the two methodologies by which a thread can be created. Second method is most of cases used in the corporate sector. Life cycle of thread. These are the various phases of the life cycle of thread are described here. New, new state means born state, runnable, running, waiting, dead. These are the states of the thread. With the help of the pictorial representation, arrow are directly indicated when a thread new means born state. After born, the thread can go in either in dead state or it reach to runnable state. Uh, At the runnable state means call the run method. Thread is running. Thread is running. In this state, the thread can enter two states, either the dead state or it in waiting state. If it's in waiting state, then again after the waiting, it can reach at dead state. Running to also reach at the dead state. This is the pictorial representation of thread life cycle here. Multi-threading in Java. It is process of executing of multiple threads simultaneously. Thread is a lightweight subprocess, the smallest unit of processing. Multiprocessing and multithreading both are used to achieve multitasking. Means multiprocessing and multithreading are the two methodologies to achieve multitasking. Multitasking in which the multiple tasks are run simultaneously. Multiprocessing, multi right? Multitasking are different things. Advantage of multithreading. What is the advantage? First, it doesn't block the user because threads are independent and you can perform multiple operations at same time. Second, you can perform many operations together, so it saves the time. Means multiple operations are performed simultaneously. It saves the time. It means at a time one instruction can execute. It means that it is the time consuming process. But the multi-processing, which is achieved with the help of the multitasking, multitasking achieved with the help of the multiprocessing and multithreading, right? In which save the time. The threads are independent path, means separate path, independent separate path of execution. It does not affect the other threads. It does not affect the other threads. Semaphore. Semaphore in Java concurrency. The semaphore is a class that is present in the concurrency package of java.utility. It is a basically semaphore that maintains a set of permission. The thread uses acquire method for acquiring permit to get access to the shared resource. At the same time, if the value of the semaphore count is not equal to 0, the count value of the semaphore will be decremented by 1 and acquire a permit, else the thread will be blocked until a permit is available. The thread uses release method to release the shared resource when it is done with it. Next, countdown latch in Java concurrency. The countdown latch is a synchronizer in Java that allow one thread to wait for one or more threads before starting process. It plays an important role in server side the Java application. If one or more events are are used in another threads and we want to use those events in currently executing thread, we can push that thread in the waiting state by using countdown latch until the thread that are using those events are not complete. Basically, here one term is introduced, synchronizer. It means countdown latch is a synchronizer. Synchronizer means that synchronize. They are synchronizing technique. That synchronize. Synchronization is the process to control the access of method. If one thread can change the value of an object while another thread is using, in that case always a error occurs. To avoid such type of the problem, we use synchronization inside multithreading. Thread priority. What do you mean by the thread priorities? Basically, priority is nothing which is assigned, which is assigned the thread in which order is executed, which decide by which order thread is executed, block of code is executed, in which order. Suppose in a program we have create 5 thread, that means what is the execution of that thread? What is the execution of that thread? If we can't assign any priority, then we never obtain the certain order of the output, because sometimes thread 1 is executed first and so maybe second or third time when we compile the program, then thread 2 and 3 execute first. It means the output is vary. It also maybe one thread during the execution can interrupted, another thread is executed, another thread is executed. It means one thread interrupt to another thread while the thread is executed. It means we never obtain the desired output. For this case, we assign the priority of the thread. If we assign the priority which one is executed first, which which have the minimum priority, a thread which has the minimum priority, we assign priority. And which is the high priority, suppose we assign the high priority. It means that this thread, this block of code always execute first. There are the 3 variables: min priority, max priority, norm priority. These are the public static final variable which is defined inside the thread class. If the min priority value, if we assign this value, min priority value inside the bracket 1, it means this thread is executed at last. If we assign the max priority, it's a value 10. These are the also 3 values. 1 assigned for min priority, 10 assigned for high priority, and 5 is the default priority. If we can't assign any priority, then every thread automatically default priority is assigned, means normal priority. Creating a thread. There are 2 ways creating a thread. First, implement the runnable interface. Second, extend the class by the thread class. There are the 3 steps to creating a thread by implementing the runnable interface. Step 1, implement Step 1, implement a run method provided by the runnable interface. This method provides an entry point for the thread, and you will put your complete business logic inside this method. The syntax of the run method: public void run. Why we use the public? Because by default inside the interface, all the methods are public and data is static final. Second step. In second step, you will instantiate the object of the thread class. Following constructor, add, pass the object of thread class which implement the runnable interface. into the thread class object. Thread T equal to new thread, thread T equal to new thread. Step 3. Once a thread is created, you can start by calling method which execute a call to run method. Example. Here I'm given an example with the of creating a thread with the help of the runnable interface. As I have defined the above step, with the help of these steps, I am creating the thread. Class T implement runnable public void main, public void run system.out.println. Here I mention the starting thread for int I equal to 1, I less than 5, I plus plus system.out.println thread T, thread T plus I and next line system.out.println. As I, the value of I is changed, then the thread T1, thread T2, thread T3. When this when thread is start, when thread is start, then this run method is called, and thread is start, then run method is called. Making another class first. Public static void main string args system.out.println start main thread T one thread class creating the object of thread class T1 equal to new T thread my thread equal to new thread. Here as step 2 said pass the object of the thread class. Here I'm passing the same object T1 inside the thread class object. So I'm using the thread class one method setName method which assigns the name of the thread my thread dot setName. My thread is the object of the thread class and we set the name of the thread. Now thread name is IIMT. System.out.println my thread means here thread name is printed. Output thread IIMT. Which type of thread? Main thread. Then the you obtain the whole of the output during this program. Thread T1 because T1, T2, T3. Here the for loop. With the help of the for loop, we are making the for loop run at the 5 times. So we obtain this output. Another way, creating a thread with the help of the creating a thread by extending the thread class. A class extends the thread class. Here we are creating the 3 threads. A, B, C, 3 thread. Here the thread name A, thread name B, thread name C, which are the name because these are the subclass of the thread class. The, here the code clear give the message class A extend thread. That means the A is created. Thread name is A. We same do exercise, override the run method, public void run, and write the business code. What do you want desired output to write inside the run method? Here this writing a simple one line welcome system.out.println welcome. Second thread, same. Again, second thread we extend thread class, object void run system.out.println and bulk to India, class C extend thread, public void run system.out.println hello. Here we making the main function and now creating the object of the thread class. Here the thread class name A, B, C. Means this is A, B, C are the name of my thread. They are the three threads. A, thread B, thread C. Now we create the object of all threads. Here A equal to new A, B equal to new B, C equal to new C. I have created A, B, C are the object of the three classes. Now with the help of the object we start the thread. A dot start means thread A start. The code which is written inside the run method in the class A that execute. The very first output we obtain the bulk. Again here we call B dot start. It means that the code which is written inside the class B in class B inside the run method here to India display. C same process. Again here hello is printed. Again call. Again I call A dot start. That means A dot start. Thread A start two times. It means that we open the out run method of the class A execute two times. Then we very first open we get the output start from welcome and end at welcome. Right? This is the thing. Now synchronization. What is synchronization? Synchronization is mainly used to prevent thread interference, to prevent consistency problem. There are two types of synchronization. First, process-based synchronization. Second, thread synchronization. Here we will discuss only thread synchronization. What is thread synchronization? Synchronization is the process to control the access of method. If one thread change the value, change the state of another thread or change the value of another object, and there is using then error raised. To avoid such kind of the problem, to avoid such kind of problem to we use synchronization and concurrency and concurrent whenever the concurrent thread are executing means multi-threading. There are the two methods. There are two types of the thread synchronization, mutual exclusive and inter-thread communication. Here, mutual exclusive. Synchronized method. Synchronized method. Mutual exclusive is implemented by three ways. Synchronized method, synchronized block, achieve, and static synchronization. Basically, mutual exclusive can achieve by three ways. Either you make method synchronized, or you make the whole of the block is synchronized, or static synchronization. Cooperation means inter-thread communication in Java. Mutual exclusive help us to keep thread. Mutual exclusive help us to keep thread to mutual exclusive help us to keep thread and safe.